And I wasn't trying to be rude to you. The reason why I do it like that is whenever there's a presenter, okay, the ones in the room need to always understand the presenter is presenting. If I'm out somewhere and I'm talking for somebody, you want me to go somewhere or do something, right? And you start talking, I shut up. I don't talk no more. Because now you're trying to take over the show.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see what
Okay?
you're saying.
These are all learning lessons.
Right.
It's not because I don't like you. I love you just fine. But this is because when we go in there, the most senior person, like military, like anything else, you want them to talk. The reason why is because they're going to do it for you, so you don't have to. No matter how much you know somebody, no matter what goes on, you must let the senior person talk. Whenever I go somewhere with Rich, now, if it's one of my contracts and we've been going in there a lot, then we talk back and forth. Then it's friends. But when you're going somewhere and somebody goes in with you, or there's a presenter at the beginning of the room, I learned this a long time ago. If there's a presenter, and you think of it like this. If that presenter's coming there for you and you got 8 people here, okay? Yet you got a person over here brought nobody. But this person over here keeps wanting to give stories and distracting everybody over and over and over again. You would probably be over here getting a little frustrated because they're there to listen to the presenter. They don't want to hear anybody else out in the crowd. Because the whole idea is they're trying to help these people, right? So if people are giving their 2 cents and they're sitting there, hooting and hollering and everything like that, and a function like this is not a energizing, hoorah, motivational event. This is training. This is so when we bring people here, then I'm not singling you out because you're the only one sitting here. It's all Andy's fault. Anyway, just kidding. I remember when I first got into the business, to give you an idea, we had several, like Darnell Self come into town. Here in Quincy, we had them come in. We had Mel Robeson come into town. We've had guest speakers and stuff, okay? And I brought family members, and I brought people that are in business with me, which are no longer here. And, oh my gosh, they sat in the front, and they were loud the whole time, question after question, and they pretty much kept interrupting the speaker. It was a very big embarrassment to me, okay? Because the speaker could not get out what he wanted, and the other people I brought there to listen to it was not getting the information they needed because the other people thought they already knew everything, so they were going to go ahead and talk. And that's what they happened. Fast forward, Jeff Bell comes into the business in 2014. He came to St. Louis, Missouri. I brought a whole group of people down to see Jeff Bell, right? And Jeff Bell's our CEO of Legal Shield, of all Legal Shield in the United States and Canada. And he even came out, he even put a Cardinals jersey on and everything else. We want to get pumped up. We want people getting excited. That's fine. Problem is, there were some drama people within the crowd, and they weren't controllable. And they basically were rude, obnoxious. They were not motivated, and it turned a lot of people away. So other people that came got turned off, and they were associates. But they were rude, and they thought that they could belittle people. Okay? Jeff Bell asked them to leave. Now, to be asked by the CEO to leave, that's a bad thing. Why? Because it's interrupting your business, my business, because we're there to try to help as many people as we can. We don't want to hear the complaints. Now, these weren't complaints about Legal Shield. These were just everyday, let's just talk about anything other than what we're here for. Okay? We have 2 main conventions that we have the hoorah. We have one in March and one in September. And when you go to those, you're right, it's pumped. But that's not for new people. That's for people like us that want to get there and just have a blast. Just blast. But in order to make money, we have to learn first. Okay? We need to learn proper etiquette. And I don't mean how to dress, where to sit, stuff like that. I'm just talking about, in general, when we want people to come, and we know when they come, every time they come there, first off, the person's always going to show up. Second, we want to know that when they come, that they're going to speak to our people. And the people that are here, we're going to put them in front. And they know that after a time, I can bring somebody like Rich in. Eventually, I'll bring Brian in. I bring Darnell in here. But right now, I don't want to bring them in here for anything. I'm not going to fly them in from Maryland, Virginia, and across the United States for 1 or 2 people. Because the people that come here are our team. We want our team to benefit from the knowledge that they want to give us. Okay? So whenever we come to a place like this, it's more or less, I know that me and Jesus have a great time all the time. But when I come into something like this, and if it's just him and I, and we are joking, that's fine. But when there's other people here outside of who's supposed to be here, that's when we have to turn that off and go into business form, because how are you gonna make any money if the people come in and think, oh, they're just a bunch of jokers, they don't
Right.
care, right? When you come in and you want somebody to understand, and all of a sudden I say something negative, and they're like, well, man, they're a bunch of racist people, or, oh my gosh, they're a bunch of,
Right.
which we're not, but you have to be able to control that. So that's the reason why, you know, we hold all questions to the end, we everybody turn off their cell phones, and we present. And then we go over everything. Now, after the meetings is when we do the training. So whenever I'm done with the presentation, that's when we do training for the team, and if they wanna sit in, that's fine, then they get to hear about the jokes and the laughing and stuff like that, okay? Now, when you present, is the time that you would give your stories. Hey, I had an emergency situation the other day, blah, 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 this happened. Okay, that's the reason why you're gonna get to present too. Because then you get to use your stories while you present. Remember, stories are what sell it. This tells it, stories sell it, okay?
Right.
Which is next week's lesson. And which means all those stories you have, they will sell, but you've got to figure out which order to put them in. You gotta figure out when the proper timing to put it in is there, okay? Now, I'm saving time because we went a little earlier, or because I know everybody's gotta get back, that's why I'm not gonna go into identity theft. Because next week I wanna do a special identity theft one. Because I believe it's something people really need, and all this week I gotta do identity theft with a bunch of different companies. But I want you to understand that the best thing you can tell people, hey, I've got something important I'd like to tell you. You may or may not be interested. You got 15 minutes. Great. My house, your house, we want to go out to lunch. Hey, now the other thing you guys need to learn, well, I'll go over this next week for next week's lesson plan, is three-way calls. I'm going to show you how guys do three-way calls, and Zoom will be next week also, if somebody can remember to, and I'll put that in my notes, and I'll create a lesson plan for
You'll
three-way.
show us how to do the Zoom? Okay.
Three-way calls and Zoom. Do you have a laptop?
Yeah, but I need to get a new one. Memory's really bad.
That's fine. Make sure you bring your phone in. I'll show you how to do Zoom with your phone, but a laptop's the only thing that's really gonna work so that you can actually project out. Okay, tablets and phones, you can do Zoom with, you just can't put anything on them in order to show them anything, okay? Kinda like this here. This would be like a Zoom, so every time that anybody throughout the United States sees it, I can do a Zoom, okay? Because what I'm gonna have you guys do, if you're being dead serious, you wanna do it, each one of you guys, probably twice a week, I'm gonna have you do a Zoom with me personally, just to show me that you're practicing, if anything, that you practice. And I want you to practice in the mirrors. The reason why is because the business works. I already know it works. But the biggest thing is to overcome your fear, is you have to get out there. You have to project yourself. You have to get past that thing of not worrying about what somebody thinks about you. Let me ask you this. You've never talked to them before anyway, so what's it matter? You've never had a run-in with them before anyway, so what's it matter? You're so worried what you're going to think about you. If you don't talk to them and help them, what happens if they find out you could have helped them? And they're going to come up to you and say, you had a legal service that would have saved me, and I could have saved my kids. Look at it like that. Not telling somebody about Legal Shield is more dangerous than trying to avoid them, than going up and worrying about, because you know what, they may not get you now, but now that they know about you, they may call you later on, and you could be the difference in them keeping their kids and their kids going away. The difference in them keeping a big lawsuit that happened because of a will, and the government coming in and taking all their money because there was no will. You see where I'm going with here? Like the story they told us the other day. Guy was driving down, had all of his brother's stuff in his car, got pulled over, okay? If he did not have Legal Shield to teach them, it's a ghost. Oh, they're trying to come in all the doors. It's the Union Army coming in with all the ghosts. Seriously, you don't get it. You are sitting on Union territory. This is a veterans home, you know what I mean? Okay, so he got pulled over. So what the guy says, good, this is not my stuff, this is my brother's stuff. Because the brother, he didn't know what was in it. So the lawyer tells him, tell you what, why don't you follow me to my house and you can get permission from my brother to look at it. He wasn't about to give permission for stuff he didn't, because if they looked at it and arrested him, he would have been in trouble. The lawyer suggested that you drive to my house, get permission from my brother, this is not my stuff, he'll tell you this is his stuff, and then you can look at it all you want to. But do not search it when I do not give you my permission, because this is not my stuff and I don't know what's in it. Now, what if somebody didn't teach you?
That was the guy that was helping his brother move.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Or how about the young man that was going to college, and they were at a college frat party, and the young man was driving, he decided to shake somebody else's car because he wasn't drinking. Cop pulled him over and everything else. Guess what they found under the driver's side seat? A loaded handgun.
Oh, no.
A black individual, 3 black boys in the car. Called up Legal Shield. His dad, he said, look, that's not my son's car. It's not my son. Kid gets up, look, I was the only one not drinking. That's why I was driving the car. I just was trying to do the right thing. Officer weren't going to hear it. Lawyer gets on the phone. Didn't even take him to he goes, okay, you need to get out of here. Why? Well, because your lawyer's on the phone and let you go. What happened? He's like, do you want to go to the police station or not? What about my friends? Do you want to go sit in the police station with them? Nope, I'm gone, bye. He got off that night because he had Legal Shield. True story.
Wow.
See where I'm going at with this? Now, if you're worried about the opportunity of Legal Shield, Mike Humes is a good one to look up. He was a postal service. Worked for postal service, 7 days a week. Got into Legal Shield. His wife wasn't thrilled about it. She didn't want him to do nothing with it. Took him a long time to establish himself within Legal Shield. He had a place just like this. For 1 year, he rented a place. Put on a suit and tie every day, got off work from delivering the mail. Okay? 6 days a week. And he still showed up 7 o'clock at night. And most of the time, there was nobody. He did it consistently for a year. After the year, a few more people showed up. A few more people showed up. You may not show up next week. You may not show up a year from now. Or you could show up and 20 of your friends will show up with 20 of their friends. And you could show up with 20 of their friends. Next thing you know, we got to take it to the next place over. It's all about who keeps showing up to learn, to find different ways of learning. Because you know what? If you just go to that 9-to-5 job every day, you're not getting ahead. With us, at least you're getting ahead. You can take that into the real world and utilize it also. But what happened with Mike Humes? Now he makes millions of dollars a year just on Legal Shield. He's a platinum. Why? Because he didn't listen to the naysayers. All the people that say, oh, that doesn't work. Good. If it doesn't work, then why have we been around for 46 years? If it doesn't work, then why do we have more millionaires in our company than any other company in the world? If this doesn't work, then why do we have a motivated CEO that used to be part of Microsoft putting apps on here showing us that the legal system needs to change and it needs to change for the better? And oh, by the way, here's all the millions of people we've been helping every day. So the 3 people that have an opinion, we don't care. The reason why we don't care about their opinion is because they wanted something for nothing. And they thought, oh, I'll just keep digging to see how much more I can get. And they didn't get it. Not realizing they already had a gold mine. They were digging gold to get the dirt. And that's exactly where they go. And even one of our friends, every time we get ahead, how many of them try to stop us from getting ahead? How many people are so afraid of you venturing outside your box because, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, that's a pyramid. Really? Well, last time I saw, our CEO got paid by us, and most of our associates make more than our CEOs and everything, by the way. Our associates get paid more than the people that run our company. Why? Because we have residual income. After your first year, then you have it coming in. Now, does it work? Yes. You just got to figure out how to do it. You like video games? Did you guys like video games? Did you guys play Mario Brothers?
I still have it.
Right. But when you first played Mario Brothers, how many of you were like this playing?
Oh, yeah.
Ah! And that was only the first 5 seconds, and you died because the little Oompa Loompa got you. Seriously. Did you know how to play Mario Brothers when you first started? How did you get good at it, or how did you pass the first level?
We just keep playing.
How many times did you die, and how many blisters did you get on these fingers? My fingers are blistered, folks, because I used a little keypad. Boop, 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 boop. Do you think this is any different than a video game? No, it's levels. You get to the next level, you got more challenges. You get to the next level, you get to more challenges. But guess what? When you go back to the first level, oh my gosh, that's easy now. You know how many times I can jump up and down on that freaking turtle now, and I get like 100 lives? You know how long it took me to learn that? It took me like 5 years after the kindergarten just to learn that you could get 1,000 lives by hitting the little turtle on level 3, on level 3 at the very end. How long did it take you to learn the very end to get to Big Bad Koopa? It's a little maze. How many times? You know what? My gosh, it's a maze. How about Contra? Don't even get me started on Contra. And why are these video games? Because Legal Shield's a video game to me. You know why Legal Shield's a video game? Because there's nobody at the top keeping me from getting there. And every time I accomplish a new challenge, I've got new challenges, but it was the old challenges that got me there. And in between somewhere, every time I fell and died, I got back up and kept going, and eventually the blisters popped. Sure, every once in a while I had to get up and drink water. Sometimes I, wore a bag because I had to pee, but, I didn't want to leave the TV. I mean, I used to know guys that would drag their TV next to the bathroom door just so they can keep playing Mario. And that's not even any of the systems we have nowadays.
We're watching football.
Right. But now, what if it's real money? Every time you pass a level, every time you help somebody, it's real money. And you take that real money, you take a 10% and you give it to your creator on any way you want. You learn to invest the other money, and then you buy your goods with a little bit more you've got. You read Money Mindset to learn how to spend your money, learn about stocks and bonds. It has nothing to do with the company, but guess what? Now the money you're getting, you're learning how to invest, you're learning how to save, you're learning what to put into it. It's just a whole nother level of a challenge. So now you got Mario Brothers over here, and you got Zelda right here. Zelda, you're learning what to do with your treasure. Mario, you're learning how to build that treasure. Trust me, I played both. Trust me, Zelda was my hero. And every commercial, Zelda! I'm still looking. But you understand that Legal Shield's a video game. And you guys are in the middle of it. If you quit, that's fine. Push the power button, you're done, no more money. Or keep it on and get to the next level and watch what happens. The thing about it is, you're not going to be happy at the next level. Just like the military, you can start out as a private. Great. Now you're PFC, level 2. Lance Corporal, level 3. Corporal, level 4. Sergeant, level 5. Okay? And in your case, you learn how to drive a truck, but where does it get you? You can be bringing goods of the world to people, but it's causing you stress and you're not home with your kids. So your next levels now are to learn the business side of us. The individual memberships, where the money's at. The business side will teach you how to talk to more people. Get in front of more and more people, okay? The trucking industry now, instead of going out and making them on the road, every time somebody else goes out on the road, you make money. Somebody used to ask me about, you need to sell Kirby vacuum cleaners. So the Kirby vacuum cleaner came over to my house. I already own a Kirby vacuum cleaner. It cost me about $3,000. I own one though. I really do.
The Highland? That's what I got.
Go get yourself a Royal vacuum cleaner. No. So anyway, they came back 6 months later. Hey, you want to buy another vacuum cleaner? No. 6 months later, came back. Hey, you want to buy another vacuum cleaner? No, I'd like to get some bags for my vacuum cleaner. Oh, well, that guy don't work there no more. So I had to call up Kirby and order my vacuum cleaners and stuff and everything else. I can go online now and get a Kirby if I want one. Kirby salesmen don't really exist around here anymore. I get rid of them. Why? Because every 6 months, someone's trying to sell me a vacuum cleaner. But here's what I told the vacuum cleaner guys that come up to my door. You can sell a Kirby one time and get a nice payout of about $1,000. Or how would you like to make money every single time somebody turns that Kirby vacuum cleaner on?
Huh.
That's what Legal Shields. Every time somebody turns that vacuum cleaner on, you get paid. Every month you get paid. And if they're not happy, that's your fault. You know why it's your fault that they're not happy? Because you got to make sure they're okay. They're our friends. No contracts, copays, deductibles, anything like that. The whole idea is be open to learning, be coachable, and find people that we can coach. And guess what? We're going to be good to them. We'll do what we can. My heart kind of goes out for a few people, and I know I get upset when people, because I've actually done a lot, and I probably shouldn't. I got to quit that. But I love people, and I believe in what I do so much. I don't mind giving up every penny I have to keep helping people so that they understand that somebody is giving them a chance. I don't want you guys doing that. I shouldn't do that either, but I believe in it that much. Why do I believe in it? Because at one time, nobody believed in me. Rich Ellerman came around one day, and he believed enough in me and said, hey, I got this opportunity for you. Really? Kind of what I told him. I told him he could take it, and I don't need any of it. That Thursday, I'm on the phone with him. He's like, who is this? Oh, I already signed up. I'm already good. What's next? Let's go. What? Who? What? Yep. Because I went back. It wasn't the fact that he told me. It was the fact I did listen. So even if you tell somebody that you may not think they're listening, they are. I'm a good example of that. Ask Rich any day of the week. He thought he was done with me. The day we left Panera Bread, he thought we were done. Because I was like, oh, I want to be interested. No, thank you. What he didn't know is I've been through so many legal cases. I've been through so much legal stuff, and so many of my friends had so many legal issues going on And I have my friends that I wish would get into legal issues so they could get their kids back, take over their families, and get a life for themselves because the system is broken for them. He didn't know inside my head, the only thing I kept thinking was, I could have had all my questions answered that cost me over $1.5 million some dollars because I needed questions answered, and that's what it cost me, literally. I had more people saying drama, crap, and all this other stuff. That's the reason why I got to get rid of the drama. I had a lot of it, more than anybody you can imagine. It can be getting rid of. Rich came in and believed in me. Second, I was like, okay, now you're going to help me? Yep. Okay, let's get to work. No, 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 no. I'm like, dang, it's like a machine gun of no's. I'm loving it. No, 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 no. That means I'm throwing up on everybody. Oh, you gotta get this, gotta get it. Hey, Rich, can we go talk to some businesses, please? Yeah, but look what you're doing. Okay, come in and talk. He goes, okay, Jeff, let me talk then. Fine, come in, let's go. Well, they're not listening to me. Good, I'll go back and I'll get you another meeting with them. Why? Well, they like me. He goes, why don't you talk to them? Okay. Hey, will you guys get this, please? Because this is legals, and this is what I went through. And by the way, as I learned, I was going from throwing up to showing up to showing the plan. I wasn't telling them my problems. I was like, look, unlimited, what would your employers do? What would your employees do if they can go in and listen to somebody tell them, here's a get-out-of-jail-free card. You call up, you ask all the advice you want. If you think you know more than a lawyer, you never have to call. If you think Google ever passed the bar exam, you go ahead and go to Google, or you pay $1 a day, call that lawyer right there, ask them unlimited questions on unlimited issues. That's all I want you to do. What do you mean? Call them. Watch your life change. How? Call them. Ask them what a will is. Do you know what a will is between a will and a healthcare power of attorney is? Do you, Andy? Do you know what the difference between a will and a healthcare power of attorney?
Yeah.
Good. You're lying to me.
No.
Thank you. You're telling the truth. See? Now, I'm not going to tell somebody they're lying to me. But you call up the lawyer, and the lawyer says, okay, here's what a will is. Here's what a healthcare power of attorney is. Now, would you also like to know what the trust... Really? That's what it means? Yeah. It's nothing what your friends told you.
Right.
Well, that just saved me $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 for something that just cost you $1 a day. And when I went into those employees, that was the one thing I sold them on. Unlimited options for less than $1 a day. I didn't go on anything else. I didn't say anything else. They said, okay, Jeff, come in and talk to them. Good, it'll take us about 20 minutes. Okay. I go in there and they're like, well, no one's ever signed up before in the past. Well, good, let me do it. Okay, go in there. Every single person, each time we went in, would sign up. Every person. Why? We didn't throw up on them. We told 1 or 2 stories. We got in, got out, and we made sure that if they ever needed us, they could call us. But we also showed them how to call the lawyers and the legal system so that at all times, our company handles it so we don't have to. It works. And it takes somebody like me to get into you guys that you guys are on the right path right now. You guys are doing the right thing. And when we get to these classes, they're going to teach you things I can't. Okay? Rich is going to teach you things I can't. Alan's going to teach you things I can't. Darnell Self is going to teach you things I can't. Trust me, he's going to tell you a lot. He's underneath Brian. He makes over $1 million a year. You can only imagine Brian's overrides just from Darnell alone. Problem is, you can pass Brian anytime you want. The only difference is Brian's still in the field working. Isn't that nice to know that these so-called, get rich for nothing guys, they're not doing it? No. You know what they are doing? They're in the field working. Why? Because it's a game. Seeing what level. Brian's just maybe on level 60 right now. He hasn't made $1 billion in the business yet, but it's possible. Apple, for the very first time in history, just made $1 trillion. First time a company's ever hit T for trillion. Okay? Now think about that for a minute. Our company has no cap. You can make what you want in the company. Less than 5% of the population even has Legal Shield or even knows about us. Doesn't matter where you go. And if you're the person that somebody said no to me, they may say yes to you. Half the people that I have right now with the business and stuff said no to Rich. And they said yes to me.
I found that out when I was driving for a Lyft. Most of the people around town don't even know who we are.
No. And you could have sold to 3 people the other day. You just don't know about it because I talked to them and you're the guy that brought them home.
Really?
Yep. Trust me when I say I know who's opening their mouth in this town. And I also know who comes to meetings and does nothing more. We're going to make it work, guys. The reason why is because our team is the best team out there.
How did you know I was putting the word out there?
No, I knew who you wrote.